Hello again, folks. Apologies for looking and sounding a bit ropey. I was in bed all day yesterday. Whatever this thing is going round, it's an absolute killer. It's horrible. Anyway, so like many of you, I watched that Reform Party speech, or speeches by Zia Youssef and Nigel Farage. I was interested because I wanted to hear what they would say regarding everything. And just as I predicted, just as I thought, it was a big, massive nothing burger. Well, kind of. The only positive I got out of this speech was that they're predicting winning 200 seats in the local elections, and they reckon they're on course to win the next general election. Whether that remains to be seen or not. Yes, I know it's hypocritical of me to say I would vote Reform tomorrow if there was an election, because I'm at the point now where it's anyone but Starmer. We can't hack this guy any longer. The country simply can't afford him anymore. Look at all the damage he's done in just 9 months. All these foreign policies he has committed to with our money, and he didn't even ask us. He didn't ask Parliament. He took it on his own back, just did it himself. He's a law unto himself, and the Supreme Court finally slapped him down anyway. So this speech was broadcast at 12 o'clock midday on X, and on the corner it showed the up-to-date Reform Party membership number ticker. And what I noticed was, as people who follow me on X would know, they've lost, according to that ticker, 1,000 or near enough 1,000 members in a week during this whole debacle regarding Rupert Lowe. And by the way, even though Nigel Farage did address the Rupert Lowe situation, it didn't do the guy any decency or the courtesy of naming him. We had trouble with a colleague and we dealt with it, and that's it. Their most popular MP, their most dynamic, their most he was just spot on with what he was saying, Rupert Lowe, but they had a problem with a part of what he was passionate for, but I'll get to that later. But some points from this speech was the deflected criticism towards Zia Youssef. Yeah, I did see one or two things that pointed about his immutable characteristic, and people shouldn't be judged on that, but still, to label all the criticisms towards the guy as racist was woke as hell. It was nothing to do with race, it's to do with the guy's behaviour. His lack of support, which is being revealed now by reform branches and people who worked in them. His lack of support, his lack of empathy, lack of care, anything like that. And listen, the guy fabricated a police report against a colleague. What's not to criticise? We know that Zia Youssef and Nigel Farage, including Lee Anderson, by the way, they have all handled the Rupert Lowe situation really badly. I mean, this shouldn't have happened at all, and now it's bit them in the bum, and rightly so. It's kind of exposed them and Reform for what they really are, and it's not what people really wanted in a party that's supposedly challenging the status quo of Labour and the Tories. We feel like we've been deceived. And then there were the big party deflections to Reform. Interestingly, Farage didn't mention all the people who resigned from the party, because that was an uncomfortable truth, wasn't it? Anyway, they had 29 deflections to Reform, mostly 13 Tories, 1 Labour independent, 1 Lib Dem and an independent. So to fill the party up with people from the top 2 parties just makes it the uniparty, doesn't it? I'm not happy with that whatsoever. These are people from the 2 parties who have led Britain to where it is today, which Reform are meant to replace, not make it a Tory or Labour Party 2.0, which is what it's becoming, and that's quite concerning. So in conclusion, I don't think, judging by recent speeches on mass deportations of foreign criminals and illegal migrants and their non-intention to dealing with it, it's really bitten them on the bum big time. And the way they dealt with Rupert Lowe has been like a window into what's really going on in Reform, and it's not good, it's not pretty, and they don't have any intention whatsoever of listening to their voters, the British public. My fear is if they do get into Parliament, or sorry, into Downing Street, into government, into power, Nigel Farage as Prime Minister, they'll just become another Tory party, really ineffective, non-listening, boring, and it'll usher in another Labour Party then. And I was hoping that because of Keir Starmer's recent shenanigans, corruption and sleaze, he ensured that Labour wouldn't get into power for quite a few years to come, a long, long time. But I think if we do get a Tory Party 2.0 in reform, which is what it's increasingly looking like, then that's what we get after that. People will become fed up with Farage and what they're doing, and they'll turn to Labour, and we'll have the vicious circle again. And that was the whole premise of reform, to break the vicious circle, but it's just adding to it. The circle just got bigger. How sad is that? Anyway, would you rather I told you the miserable truth than a happy lie? If you want happy lies, go somewhere else. I'll just tell you the truth here and what I think. So there we go. Anyway, I'm past 49. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, Roger Trout.